Farhana.
My name is Shikin.
And together we are called Movie Catchers. So
what do we have today,
yeah.
Farhana?
So our topic today is top 5 American movies
That you should watch.
that we recommend you should recommend you should watch. Okay.
Shall be beaten with many stripes.
That's scripture. The condition of your laborers, it's all wrong.
They're my property.
You say that with pride.
I say it as fact.
Speak!
Man does how he pleases with his property.
You come here.
I say come here!
Days ago, I was with my family, in my home. Now you tell me all is lost.
If you want to survive, do and say as little as possible.
So what's the first movie in our agenda?
So we have here a movie entitled 12 Years of Slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like we already learned in class, the Underground Railroad in American Literature Class. So this is another movie that was also adapted from its very own novel entitled the same, 12 Years of Slavery. And it was directed by Steve McQueen, who is also a black. And it portrays about the historical drama adaptation of an 1853 slave narrative memoir that received a lot of great reviews and also great feedbacks.
Oh, is it my turn?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it also won an Academy Award, a BAFTA Award, and for Best Film, and also Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture Drama as a producer. And he also received an award for Best Director from the New York Film Critics Circle. And McQueen, the director, is also the first black filmmaker to win an Academy Award for Best Picture. Yeah. Also, did you know that this one actress, Lupita Nyong'o, she's also in Black Panther.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't watch that.
You should. It's very good.
Sure, I
But
will.
yeah.
Okay.
The actor from Get Out is also in Black Panther as well.
Oh, yeah. Then
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
Mhm.
yeah.
So basically, the story or the movie itself tells about the real struggle of the black people before Civil War, and it is about Solomon Northup, the main protagonist. He was a free black man from the upstate New York, and then he is kidnapped and sold into the slavery in the South.
So it's embodied by the character to show how the slave is being benefited and taken for granted for their body to work and serve for their masters. So this is like a reference to the 100 years of black slavery in America.
Yeah.
So it pictures the dark side of the America and how people can be very heartless and cruel due to money and wealth. Oh, sorry, sad, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually a real eye-opener for us to be more appreciative of the freedom that we have today.
Mm-hmm.
So before we conclude this review, let us sing the song, the Negaraku.
National anthem.
Yes. Negaraku, tanah tumpahnya negaraku.
Why do you play the ads? So, what is our next movie?
Our next movie is the one and only The Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war? Oh, yes, the 9th Battalion.
I was in the 7th.
Excuse me.
I knew you looked familiar. Having a good time, old
Oh,
sport?
the whole thing's incredible. I live just next door. He sent me an actual invitation. Seems I'm the only one. I still haven't met Mr. Gatsby. No one's met him. They say he's 3rd cousin to the Kaiser and 2nd cousin to the devil.
I'm afraid I haven't been a very good host, old sport. You see, I'm Gatsby.
His smile was one of those rare smiles that you may come across 4 or 5 times in life. It seemed to understand you and believe in you, just as you would like to be understood and believed in.
Gatsby is about?
No.
No, actually, have you watched it?
Actually, honestly, no.
Oh,
No, not yet.
Oh, not
So,
yet.
yeah, can you
Well-
give an insight?
Well, the main character of the story is called Jay Gatsby, played by the very famous
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, the heartthrob. And it actually follows, it is actually a romantic drama based on Scott Fitzgerald's novel of the same name, The Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby.
And it actually follows the story of this one of the billionaire Jay Gatsby, which is set in the Roaring 20s in Long Island, 1922. And the Great Jay Gatsby actually made a lot of the story is actually from the narrator's point of view, who is played by none other than Tobey Maguire.
Oh, Tobey Maguire again.
Tobey
So we
Maguire.
have like two movies.
Two movies. So we have two movies that stars Tobey Maguire as well.
Maguire.
And in here, Tobey Maguire stars as Nick Carraway, who talks from his perspective about the story of Jay Gatsby, who likes to throw very lavish parties. And he's actually in love with his cousin, who is called Daisy Buchanan. Yeah. Played by, we don't know. And also follows the theme of decadence, idealism, resistance to change, social upheaval, excess, and prohibition. And as you know, in the Roaring 20s, this was right after World War One, where America in the Roaring 20s. So there was actually because there was a drop in economy. There was something like prohibition in alcohol. So it was found out that Jay Gatsby was actually very poor before this movie, and now he became a billionaire. But how he started to become a billionaire is by bootlegging alcohol, by selling alcohol illegally. Yeah, because it was during the time of the prohibition. So these are actually a couple of things. One of the major reasons why you should watch the movie. The first one is actually the many costumes, elaborate costumes that they have, because it was set in the 20s, where there were a lot of partying, and there's a term for women called the flippers. I'll show you a picture. Like this one. And the second one is that it also won many awards.
Won many awards, and several awards won by this movie are the Best Production Design, Academy Award for Best Costume Design, neat costume,
The costume is very pretty.
Award for Best Lead Actor, AACTA Award for Best Supporting Actress. And of course, when we talk about the costumes, we can say that nowadays people like to have the Great Gatsby as a theme for their annual dinner or something, isn't that?
Yeah,
I think
that's like sending the wrong message, because the story actually talks about like the decadence of society. But for some reason, it's very ironic as well, because people use it as a way to throw lavish parties.
True.
Even though it actually criticizes the idea of that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the third and most important thing is that you should watch it because Leonardo DiCaprio is in it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
There's a place where life is simple. People are perfect. And everything is black and white.
Honey, I'm home.
It's a place that's as far from reality as we can imagine.
How about some marshmallow rice squares?
Those are swell.
But maybe it's a lot closer
Let me see that.
than we think.
What happened?
I'm not sure.
Look at me. I'm pasty.
Morning, kids. Better get a move on or you'll be late for school.
I put blueberries in them just the way you like.
We're in Pleasantville?
No!
We're supposed to be
Okay, so the next movie that we're going to talk about and we're going to suggest you to watch is The Pleasantville. So.
Oh, I thought I was going to say the title.
Okay, nah, never mind.
Okay.
You can talk about the filmmaker though.
Oh, the filmmaker.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, before we talk about the filmmaker, we have to talk about what the story of the the reference to the story. Oh, did you know that not too long ago there was actually an article that talked about how people who have the tendency to dwell in the past, to stay in the past, they are more likely to be depressed. And people who actually look into the future are people who are likely to be more mentally healthy. So this is the concept of the story in this movie.
The Pleasantville.
The Pleasantville. So if you take into this theory, it's actually like an obsession, our obsession with nostalgia. You know how when we look at something from our childhood, we are very nostalgic about that.
Yeah.
So this is like a satire of that feeling. Yeah.
So the filmmaker Gary Rose has addressed this phenomenon in his this very excellent movies, where it takes us to the place that we imagine. So Gary Rose, the filmmaker itself, he addressed this phenomenon in his this very excellent movies, Pleasantville, where it will take us to the place that we couldn't imagine before. It also talks about the black social comedy. I mean, which evolves from one film to another that happened to open our eyes wider with each enchanted turn. So, we're gonna talk about the actor and also actress. Acted in this movie.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon.
Tobey Maguire.
Well, if you like Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man, you would definitely like Tobey Maguire in this movie.
Yes. Why?
Because he's an everyday. He's described as an everyday guy. So he's basically an everyday guy in this story as well. Yeah.
And again, the special thing about this movie is the juxtaposition of the black and white of the color, which I think it's quite wonderful.
We didn't ever think you'd leave Ole Miss.
It does take 4 years, Jolene. I got a job today, writing for the Jackson Journal.
Great. You can write my obituary. Charlotte Phelan, dead. Her daughter, still single.
Does this dress look handmade?
I reckon when you finish it won't.
Thank you.
She looked like the winning horse at the Kentucky Derby.
I've drafted the Home Health Sanitation Initiative. The what? A bill that requires every white home to have a separate bathroom for the help. Maybe we should just build you a bathroom outside, Haley.
Minnie? Hey, Abilene. Hey, Minnie.
These women raise white children. We love them and they love us, but they can't even use the toilets in our houses.
Minnie, are you in there?
You are fired! You said to write about what disturbs me, particularly if it bothers no one else. I'd like to write something from the point of view of the help. I want to interview you.
No maid is ever going to tell you the truth. That's a hell of a risk to take in Jackson, Mississippi.
Courage isn't just about being brave. It's about overcoming fear and daring to do what is right for your fellow man.
What changed your mind?
God. And Miss Haley Holbrook.
So actually, what's our next movie this time?
Our next movie this time, we're gonna look into The Help. Which was released on 2011. Okay.
Well, actually, this movie, if you know, is actually an adaptation of Catherine Schockett's debut novel that was published in 2009.
Okay.
And The Help actually has been published in 42 languages.
Ooh, that's wonderful. 42 languages.
And it sold 10 million copies worldwide.
10 million copies worldwide. So,
So the setting of this movie is actually around the early 60s in Mississippi. It shows the story of African American women as maids being employed by white families.
Okay, that's interesting because the story also evolves when a girl played by Emma Stone,
who's the character's name is Skeeter.
And she returns to her home after graduated from college, and she decided to interview the black women who have spent their lives taking care of the white families. And at first, only Abilene. That is
by Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. Well, willingly to talk.
Are you okay?
I'm kind of nervous. So here's why you should watch this movie. It's because I bet that you'll never get bored of this. This throughout the 2 hours and 20 minutes movies, because and if you watch it,
the important thing that you should take from this movie is that if someone offers you pie, don't eat it.
That pie.
Yeah.
Hey. Yo, my man. They were asking me about the African American experience. Maybe you could take this one.
Oh. Well, I find that the African American experience for me has been, for the most part, very good. Although, I find it difficult to go into detail as I haven't had much desire to leave the house in a while.
We've become such homebodies.
Yes, but even when you go into the city, I've just had no interest. The chores have become my sanctuary. Get out.
Sorry, man.
Okay.
Get out!
Yo! Yo, chill, man.
Get out!
Chill, man!
Chill! Get the fuck out of here!
Caesar's.
So what's our next movie?
Okay. So Varna, have you watched the movies?
Oh, actually, I have. Yeah.
What do you think about that movie?
It was okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
But
it's okay.
I just have to say that I love that movie, and it is one of my personal favorite. Where basically Get Out is a 2017 horror movie, classified as horror, but more of like thriller movie, and it was rated R because of its intense content and also violence portrayed in that movie. So like,
was it a lot of gore?
As I remember, it's not a very gory movie, but it's more of like violence, like graphically.
I think they also had a surgery. Open brain surgery in the
I forgot about that. Okay. And this film was directed by Jordan Peele. Do you know him?
Actually, I do know Jordan Peele. He's actually a very famous comedian from this very famous duo called Key and Peele. Yeah, from Comedy Central. Yeah.
So basically, it actually gets it's kind of weird to see him directing a very serious movie.
Yeah, it's very surprising because he spent his career as a comedian.
Yeah.
And suddenly he's making a movie about is making a movie that is like in the horror genre.
In a horror genre, and where the movie has been nominated for several awards, including Best Director and also Best Original Screenplay. At the end of and also the Best Actor, actually played by Daniel Kaluuya. So if you guys loved our video, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
And if you okay, and if you can, please give us a like, thumbs up,
Thumbs up for this video.
Yes.
So till next time, and
this is our video. This is the end of our video. We have reached the end of our video.
Yeah.
And that's all from us from
Movie
Catcher.
See you next time.
Bye.